What's going on, everyone? Gilman with the Wellthy Stocks, back with our daily Apple update video where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, some key support and resistance levels that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think Apple could do. Apple is near all-time highs, you guys, as we sort of talked about over and over again, right? Leading into earnings, do we see all-time high? We are super close. We are within striking distance of that. So we'll take a look at how everything is going, take a look at our levels of support and resistance that we have coming up, and then we'll kind of, see what we are expecting it to do in the near future. So if you enjoy videos like this, hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts are on Apple, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me hit record and we will get right into it. And again, another great day, great green day for Apple. We are up $4.84 today, which is 3.67%. A great move for what did I do? A great move for Apple today. Second consecutive day in a row. We closed here in the kind of 132s and in the pre-market, right, pushed up, actually broke through two of our levels in the pre-market. And as you could see, we were coming down against this 133 level that we had and bouncing off of it in the pre-market. When market opened, right, the next level that we were looking out for is that 136.05. We saw a push, and when we saw a push, right, VWAP bounce, kept pushing. We knew exactly what level it was going at, right? This 136 level, couldn't make it there, took a little pullback, went up, and then you can kind of see how that level acts as good level of support, acts as a good level of resistance, acts as basically a pivot point for the stock, right? It could be going up, and at that point it's going to struggle, or it could be going down, and at that point it's going to struggle, right? So yeah, spent some time around this level, then we broke down, then we went up to this level, then we went all the way down to the VWAP, once again, tested VWAP, which I liked seeing because, well, we held it. And then we pushed up, support, pushed up, and then really pushed up kind of into the close. So a couple things that I really liked throughout the course of the day is that we validated VWAP a couple times, right? It wasn't just a straight shot up. It was a, hey, do we have strength? Let's go test it. We tested it, we pushed up. The other thing that I like is we didn't see a sell-off in the second half of the day, right? That's something that we've gotten used to seeing with Apple, with a lot of these big tech names. It'll go up like $4 or $5 on the day and then, really only be up $2 close to close because of how much it falls by the end of the day. So we didn't see that either, which is something that I liked. The other thing that I liked is kind of this momentum, again, kind of mentioned that just now, it didn't sell off, but not only did we not sell off, right? We pushed from the 136s to the 137s. And we're pushing even in the after hours, right? We're in the 137.24s, which is another 37% on the day. So the only real piece of news we've gotten is that their supplier is making phones in India with a $150 million investment. I don't personally think that really changes anything too much about their business in the long term, right? It's not like they're launching a new product or anything. So I don't think that it's necessarily based on that news. I think it's based on earnings next week, as we've talked about over and over again. Do we see a rally into earnings? Do we see hitting all-time highs before that earning, right? So let's take a look here. We'll kind of see how we are trading. We are zipping through our levels, which is good, but also kind of scary with how fast we go up. Because, if we take a look at, whenever we've done that, last time we did it was, late December, right? We pushed up and then we pushed up. We went from kind of 123 to 136 in 2 days and then came right back down after, right? So all the way down to kind of the 127s. So that's kind of the only obviously concern with a stock like Apple with over a $2 trillion in market cap going up this fast. There could be a little bit of a pullback, but let's take a look. I don't know why it's saying the high of today was 139.67. I don't think that that's accurate, but I could be wrong. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what the daily chart is doing here, but this is actually accurate. The 4-hour chart, and what we see here is that our high for today was 137.34, kind of that late push we saw, right? So if we take a look at that, on the downside, what do we have? And then what do we have on the upside, right? So the next level that it really has to reach towards, right, is getting back up to this level, that 137.34, which we're pretty close to after hours, but I think that sets us up really nicely for this 138.79, which is the all-time high that we set just a month ago. So that would be kind of what I'm watching on the upside. If we can take out today's high of 137.34, which again, we're like 10 cents away from it in the after hours, then I think the next push is this 138.79. Now, tomorrow is Friday, and typically Friday could be a little bit of profit taking, right? Especially, in a week like this where we've gone up like almost $8 or $9 for a company like Apple in 2 days. So if we see a little bit of that, right, then I'm expecting a little bit of a pullback. And if that pullback happens, we could pull back to this 136. The low 136 is 136.05 as we have here. And then if we keep going, right, I think we find support somewhere between that 136 and the 133 level. I don't think we necessarily fall all the way to 133, although that is our next level of support. The EMAs, right, we've only got the first one coming in at the 131 level, which is the level below our level. So we've got a long ways to go before that, and I don't personally see us going there before earnings. So I do think we set an all-time high before earnings next week. Earnings are a week from yesterday, so next Wednesday. I do think we make an all-time high, but personally, I would not be surprised if we see a little bit of profit taking. It is a Friday. Maybe bounce off this 136 or something close to it, right, between 136 and 133 before we start to push back up and make all-time highs. Not necessarily saying that we can't make all-time highs tomorrow, right? I'd be totally fine with that, but kind of just I'm not anticipating that to happen. If it does happen, I would be pleasantly surprised. Could happen with the momentum we've had. Again, if you take a look at Amazon, take a look at a lot of these big tech names, right, that were not doing too hot in the past couple of days, or Amazon is what I meant to click on, right? Amazon's up another $40 on the day. They're doing really well, and that momentum could continue. I'm just saying typically with Fridays, we could see a little bit of profit taking. Again, I do still think we are making all-time highs next week. I actually have a position. Let me share that with you guys so you guys know that I have my Apple shares. Continue to hold those. We'll probably hold those for a while. I've got my vertical put spread that I put on last week that I shared with you guys. I added a call position, and where I added this call position was right at this bounce right here. In the second half of the day when I saw that, this level held up, then I bought a call. It is a call expiring next week. So it's basically for me a run into earnings call. I'm up, I think, 12 or 13% with the late push we had. Probably planning on holding that until Monday or Tuesday of next week, hoping for a new all-time high. The reason I don't like holding through earnings, as some of you guys already know, is due to the IV crush that happens. So the only time really that I personally would probably not hold a naked call or put throughout earnings just because of how risky it is, first of all, right? Like last time Apple beat earnings, but we still saw Apple selling off after. We could, even if we stay flat, right? Like let's say Apple hits 140 before earnings, 145 before earnings, 150 before earnings, whatever. Even if it stays consistent, right, the value of your option is going to go down because a part of the option price is the implied volatility. And after earnings, the implied volatility drops. You guys could look up IV crush, and I'm sure someone could give you a great explanation of it, but that's the reason I don't like holding through earnings. Now, if you were holding a Netflix call earlier this week and Netflix gaps up huge, right, that's where you really win. But in most cases, if we see a sell-off after, if we see a flat, or if we see a little bit of a rise, your option contract probably isn't going to pay off too well for you. So my plan with that is to hold until Monday or Tuesday, probably Tuesday, hopefully, because I could get a little bit more of a run into earnings. But that's what I'm looking at. So let me know down in the comment section how you guys are playing Apple right now, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and until next time.